Hi, y'all. Welcome to this guy's world. Matt. My name's Matt. I do massive beers. And in massive beers, burps, we can do beer reviews. We do a lot of beer reviews, actually. And that is what we're going to do here. We're going to do a stout, a barrel-aged stout, a rum barrel-aged stout from Florida, courtesy of my boy Carson. Northern Roots. Yeah, this is their rum barrel-aged Imperial Stout. I did a, let's see. So I got 4 of these from Carson. I did one, which was their base. I reviewed that. I posted at the same time. I believe, if I didn't, I'll try to post it along with this one. I don't remember. I did a side-by-side of 2 beers, I believe. I forget what I did. But anyway, this is 4 or 5 he sent off. The one I didn't get on review. And this one be the last. I wanted to save it for last because I like rum barrel aged Imperial stouts, and I hope that they did a really good job with this one. So we'll see what's what. Does it say anything else on here? Rum barrel aged stout, 11% alcohol by volume, Jacksonville, Florida. A small batch of 2020 Northern Roots Imperial Stout, aged for over 12 months in rum barrels. They don't call out the rum barrel. I'm looking for my bottle opener. In here, I have like 45. Oh, there it is. There it is. I scraped my chunky hair. I got so much crap in my hair right now. My hair's so long. This is like by far and away the longest my hair has ever been in quite some time. So typically what I do is, get my hair cut about every 3-4 weeks. If for some, because my buddy who, when I go to my barber, he's an hour away. And if things get away from me, sometimes I'll cut my own hair. I've never been against cutting my own hair, and I actually do a halfway decent fade, believe it or not, on myself. More specifically during the pandemic, because I wasn't going anywhere and I learned how to do it. So I'll usually kind of fade it up, but I didn't do it this time. And kind of a bummer. I was supposed to take Micah for his first haircut because he's 1 now and his hair's getting long. But I had to pull the plug on that one. So I'm going tomorrow and get my hair cut. So sorry for the poopy hairdos. Had the wife nixed the baby haircut. She just said, "Hey, I'm not ready. His hair's not that long. Let's wait a little longer." I'm okay with that. Label-wise, it's cool. Pretty basic, nothing too crazy. I know they've started a whole new rebrand, so I'm curious to see where these kind of come out outside of that rebrand. That's motor oil. Look at that head, man. Look at how dark that is. That's like darker than I like my coffee to look. That's the dock with 5 A's and 6 K's. Yeah, looks like a stout. Nose. That smells really good. Ooh, man, that smells so good. There's a big, huge vanilla thing going on here. This is just the base stout, they say. So where's that vanilla coming from? It's got to be from the barrel. You talk about vanilla from barrel, that's kind of common. But, rum barrel? I don't know. Apparently it's the thing because it's coming through pretty big here. There's a big, huge roasted malt component here. This Imperial Stout is not getting lost in this barrel in any way, form, or fashion. There's a bitterness and a charriness. There's a charriness from the barrel. There's a bitterness from the roasted malt. Probably a little bit of hops in play there. Huge bursting, multiple levels of chocolate notes, mostly residing in like the baker's chocolate, semi-sweet kind of chocolate territory. That rum is there. Adds this nice kind of sweet, flabby, buttery kind of characteristic. That's how rum kind of comes off to me. Typically, and rum itself, or as a barreled through a barrel. Man. It smells really good. Like really, 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 really good. Like really good. Did I say it? It smells really good? So yeah, it's bursting at the seams. Giving you huge amounts of beer, giving you huge amounts of barrel, giving you huge amounts of spirit without being overpowering in each one of those. Nice kind of interplay between all 3 of those components. Nothing's getting too crazy, albeit they're quite aggressive. Dive in. Cheers. Thanks, Carson. So, full disclosure, This is warmer than I typically drink. This is room temp. I keep my studio usually in the mid to high 60s. It's probably closer to like mid to high 50s, the beer. Because I took it out of the box I had it in, because I wasn't refrigerating it, and put it in the fridge for about a half an hour or so. So it's probably, I usually crack into these high 40s, low 50s, probably high 50s. I like that. That's the way it should be. I'm just keep stuff in the fridge sometimes and just forget about it. Anyway, this is delicious. This is delicious. It's equally sweet, but at the same time dry and bittering. The levels of chocolate you get off this thing is intense. Like I said, there's multiple levels of lower sweetness, I should say. Chocolate, your biggest chocolate up to your semi-sweet. Starting to breach up there. We're not getting the milk chocolate level, but there's even more levels to it in the taste. There's a big vanilla component here. I have a hard time sometimes differentiating chocolate and vanilla. They can be very similar to me as far as the taste profile. Very distinct in here, though. There's a vanilla thing coming out here. I don't know if it's an oat addition to the beer in combination with the barrel. That would be my guess. With the mouthfeel being as rich and as dense as it is here, I don't think this is just a straight plain grain kind of thing. I think there is a oat addition, a beefy mouthfeel to it. Beautiful body on this. Beautiful carbonation. It is sticky. It's thick, but it's drinkable. It's not like motor oil level stuff. But you're never going to say this beer is thin. Let's put it that way. That barrel char in this beer. Again, the vanilla coming from the wood, coming from that barrel. The char on this is exquisite. It comes off as like a super rich, slightly, it's not smoky, but it's what you expect a nice smokiness to come out of, kind of chariness. Like, you know, if you've ever been, had a nice kind of bonfire, and it's towards the end of the bonfire itself, and there's nobody else around, but there's a couple good friends sitting around talking and kind of poking at the fire, kind of getting it ready before you actually put it out. There's that nice charcoal chariness. Some of those kind of pieces of wood you had in there, that kind of vibe to it, albeit from more of obviously a spirit barrel, not just straight up like nasty charcoal. Obviously, that's not what I'm talking about. But it has this kind of rich, kind of really kind of chariness. There's a good word. Use the definition in the word of the thing you're using. That adds, I think, to the chocolate level too. There's coconut in here. This beer, I've never had a rum barrel aged beer show the barrel like this before. I would be curious to see what rum barrel they used, and if, like, it's almost like they took like a really pretty bourbon barrel and aged rum in it, like this distiller, because it reminds me so much of bourbon, because there's a sweetness I typically don't get from rum. There's this like a little fruitiness I typically don't get from rum. So it is rum. You can taste that rum as opposed to bourbon, but there's so much bourbon characteristic from the barrel char, the way that's done, to kind of some of the way spirit comes off. Very reminiscent of a really, really pretty bourbon barrel. So it's almost like one of those things where I wish I had the ability to deep dive and be like, what rum barrel was this? How was this rum barrel prepared? Did they actually find a barrel that was pre-used for bourbon and age their rum in it? Because that's kind of how it comes off to me. And that sounds as good as it frickin' tastes. Now, rum is purposeful, meaningful, not shy, but it's not overpowering. Nothing here is out of whack to where one thing gets too heavy-handed and just steamrolls the other one. I will say this. This is hands down minus, you gotta put the button there, minus some of the coffee variants they produced over the years. That green bottle, that Carson, that's my camera screwed up last year, that was just bonkers good. A couple of the coffee variants I would put above this, but outside of just that select, this is Mount Rushmore status. Bourbon barrel or spirit barrel aged stout as of late, yes. absolutely Mount Rushmore status beer-wise, I believe, for Southern Swells, too. I've really enjoyed some of their stuff. A lot of their stuff, from the barrel-aged stuff to the kind of Saison mixed culture stuff to a lot of the hazy stuff. It's a really great brewery, especially seeing them grow up with Carson sending me stuff pretty much from their inception till now. This is just really good stuff. And the fact that it's just like beer and barrel, no adjunct. Even though those coffee ones do me better, like I said, gotta call it as I see it. Just that beautifulness of that barrel and beer. And the way this rum barrel shows, and particularly in this beer, is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely great beer. Absolutely amazing beer. Thank you very much, Carson, for sending this off. You do beer reviews long enough, and your monitor. Guys, I use my monitor for light. I don't know if did I ever talk about this? See, you can see these lights. See that reflection in my glasses? That's my goddamn light down here. I gotta figure something out. I think this is wizardry. Not that you guys care about it. It's called... See, watch. See when I turn this, how my glasses turn completely, like, white? Like, you can see the computer screens now. This filter on this camera... Look at it. See how it just goes away? It's like wizardry to me. So yeah, anyway, I gotta figure out these lights. We're rambling. I'm excited. That happens when I get excited. Anyway, yeah, this is fantastic. It might be... It's my favorite of the series, actually. I believe. Side by Side was fun. They were really good beers, but this one just hit me in the perfect way. And I think this is a fantastic representation. Not just barrel-aged beer, we're on barrel-aged stout. Great. Fantastic. Mount Rushmore, yes. Mount Rushmore for Southern Swells, yes. And let's talk about it. Who's had this outside of Carson? Sad violins for Carson. Not sad, but he's moving, so I won't be able to get Southern Swells on the reg anymore. But, yeah, he's had it. Well, let me know what you thought about this, brother. And anybody else out there? I know there's people that dig on this brewery, people that watch my show. I call this a show. Why do I call it a show? And let me know what you think about this, the brewery in general, some of their other beers. Did you get as hot and bothered over this one as I did? I would like to know. Do it all down there. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little Southern Swells John. There you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.